Right, and welcome back to the Warm Down. Stephen Howson. Today, joined by Ryan Hopper, my good mate, my little coaching mate. And we're going to talk about loads today. We're going to talk about coaching some legends. We're going to talk about coaching some kids. And I've got something to ask you as well about someone releasing a kid. I'm not happy about that. We're going to talk about your own podcast, which is absolutely flying. Some incredible guests and some incredible stories on there as well. But there's only one place we're starting today, my mate. Manchester Derby. What a game, mate.
Could talk all day about it, couldn't we? Honestly.
I already have, and I'm still going.
We'll keep going. First of all, thank you very much for having me. Always a pleasure sitting down and catching up with you. But yeah, let's go. I thought the organisation,
unbelievable,
amazing. I thought the fight and desire was fantastic on and off the ball. The quality, the ruthlessness going forward. And I know people say it a lot, the Manchester United DNA.
But it was, though, wasn't it?
That's what it was.
You can't get mad at it when people are going on about United. But it was. Like, for years, I've been, okay. But I watched a Manchester United team that felt like the team I fell in love with. You know, and I don't care if you have possession or not. Who gives a shit? We peppered them.
I said at the start, we don't expect to have much of the ball. But I think when they're having the ball, and we're sitting in and we're shuffling across and everyone's got their roles and responsibilities, it's amazing. But once we go, we're gone. And I thought the lads, honestly, it was fantastic. And again, it could have been a lot more than what it was. Yeah,
I'm interested to see your thoughts on this. The quality was right. From a technical point of view, the decision-making was absolutely class.
Unbelievable.
Like, there was a little bit of, I don't know if you clocked this, obviously a player that you've worked with in the past before as well. Big shout out there, Bruno Fernandes. Before he plays the ball for Mbumo, do you notice the little... lean he does, which sent the defender and literally give half a yard to Mbumo before he passed it him.
There was two things that I was really impressed with. The shift, like you say, but it was sort of a no look. It was sort of a disguise, and the way to pass right on his instep. Mbumo didn't even have to take a touch.
And I'm glad he didn't. I think if he takes a touch, he misses.
He does. Yeah, I think the only thing that I will say was the one where he tried to do it in the first one, which he was upset with him about. I think he should go alone there. I think someone with his quality from them angles, a little width far post. But honestly, we could dissect it all day, but the lads were fantastic.
Really I know, and I'm tempted to do that, to be honest, because we might lose at weekend and then we're all back down to earth again. So these highs haven't come very often in the last few years. So I'm unapologetically going to just keep talking about it. But yeah, it was great. Michael Carrick, did you think he had that in him? And what has he done in 3 days to deliver that?
I think, obviously, there was a lot of... talk about the staff coming in. I think Steve Holland is very experienced. He's worked with some fantastic players. I think he will focus on the team shape. And I think, did he expect it? Probably not. But by God, did he produce? And you could see, and what I really liked as well was the passion before the game, getting the Reds going. But also, he never sat down the whole game. He was on the side. He was dictating. And you can just tell from the past few days that he's had with them players and that contact time with them that they've been working on certain things. It was very, very evident for me. I'm sure it was to you as well.
Carrick got a lot of love off Cristiano when he was there as interim. And this is Cristiano who's burning the place down on his way out as well. So I don't think that's not for nothing, you know. Did you hear, I think it was Lissandro, it might have been Bruno actually, talking after the game about
feelings.
What have you done? And he went, we just had a bit of time with the ball. Yeah. And you're like, what do you mean? Like, was we not training with the ball with Amorim?
Yeah. I was always a little bit confused because when the training clips come out, there was sort of a distance between what was going on in the session to where Ruben were. Like, it was always walking off. Or that's how it looked from the camera. Whereas my gaffer, or I want a gaffer, or I want a coach or a head coach, is I want them involved. I want that passion. I want that like detail. So for me, it was very like distant, but like I love the fact that he's getting everyone going at the start of the game. The fans love him, so he's already onto a winner there. But like just dictating things, I just thought honestly the complete performance, and I'm so happy for him as well. And to get praise off Ronaldo like he done, like you said, on the way out. Quality.
Ronaldo was like everything's hanging on it, like nothing's good. So for Carrick to get a little bit, you're like, oh, not for nothing. Before we move on, do you think he's got a chance of getting it full time?
I wouldn't personally, because we've done that before, where you go off vibes, you go off that excitement. I think for me, we need someone with very experienced. That sort of authority thing, it's not easy getting that to transfer sort of the mindset. And if you're going to ask me who I would want, I would love us to go after someone like Luis Enrique, for example. I'm not too sure whether it would happen.
Not managed in the Prem, no.
He hasn't, but I just feel like someone with his personality and the way the players love him. The players that play for him absolutely love and adore him. His schedule's on point. He's successful. Someone with that ruthlessness. I think that's what we need.
Yeah, if you can get him.
Correct.
My worry would be he is probably the biggest manager in the world at the moment, and the biggest club in the world at the moment wants a club.
Yeah.
And I don't mean Manchester United.
I know what you mean.
And I think that's a problem.
Yeah, it is.
I think if he's going anywhere, and I know he's got a Barcelona connection, but they also fired him, as they do. I think, we've seen people cross that road before. I think Real Madrid is a destination potentially for him. I don't think United have got the pull to get Luis Enrique at the moment, unless they could give him some assurances about the sort of backing he would get in the transfer market.
I think that's important as well. Like you said, the backing of sort of an overall of footballing sort of development, and as well as a club going forward, because as Ruben come out and said, he doesn't feel like he's got control in certain departments. I think someone like that, if you are going to attract them, they need to have full control.
Yeah, or at least know that what you're bringing in is top draw. Because they got rid of all the superstars. They got rid of Mbappe, Neymar, Messi, and then they brought in, Dembele.
But again, going back to the love that the players have for him, like, he absolutely love and adores him, but he's getting what he can out of him on the pitch. So, like, in the Champions League final, he got man of the match. He was absolutely unbelievable. But the fact that Luis Enrique come out and said he should get the Ballon d'Or, he should do this, like, the love and the backing of that player, how would you feel? You would feel like $1 million in the dressing room. You run through brick walls. I think that's what you need out of a manager.
Yeah. I think if Carrick wins all 17 games, the noise to bring him in full time, and because it's a risk, you could appoint Luis Enrique and it not work.
Of course.
And you might have Michael Carrick and it might be working. Can you imagine the carnage if you was like, anyway, thanks, we're going with this guy now, and it goes west. Even if he just didn't win his first game, the noise would be outrageous.
Yeah, it would. You know what I liked as well in the post-match interview as well with Martinez, and he said about in the team talk, he kept his information simple. It was like, play off feelings, play off the fans, and I think something, it's not technical, it's not tactical, it's a human thing, and it's like the energy, play off the energy. It sounds so basic, but it's so true.
I think a lot of people expect any given Sunday sort of speeches from managers, and I don't think
short, sharp, snappy information works.
And for me, what I try and do is 3 things that you can actually action. I don't want to be run.
Yeah.
All right. Where? Like, do you know what I mean? Yeah. They want it more than you.
Yeah.
Oh.
You think?
Like, you've got to be like, we need to work the ball into this area. You need to start playing on 2-touch.
100%.
You're taking, why are you trying to come on your weak foot? Like, something actionable. I think that's what you've got.
Realistic goals, like you said, it's realistic.
And I think, I spoke about this last week. I did a video when I was sort of breaking down what I could see at Middlesbrough. And I went, this is really simple. And some people was like, oh, that's a bit like, no, simple doesn't mean bad. It just means simple. And I think it is simple.
Simple's effective,
now,
though.
The one thing that he wasn't great at was breaking teams down, that low blocked.
Yeah.
And this United team, when it has a lot of possession, we also struggle with that.
Yeah.
So I think the acid test of him is not going to be Arsenal, actually. I think we're going to be okay, I think it's going to be a team that sits back against us. What have we got there?
How to break them down.
But I think your boy might be the answer to that.
Yep.
Bruno playing a little bit higher up. Let's see what we can do.
I like while we're on that, I like the fact that he was higher up. And I love the fact that Casemiro was your protection.
All 3 of them were class.
Unbelievable. Casemiro was fantastic. Mainu, brilliant. The fact that when Bruno gets in them situations, the quality that he has to unlock things and create things is fantastic, and we've seen it in full flow. And long may it continue. Consistency is key now.
He's not a drama when you've got structure in behind him. You can go, you play a risky ball. Don't worry, it's okay.
Yeah.
Because that's how we make things happen. If he's playing safe, If he's having to get 95% pass completion, you ain't
just
unlocking anything.
no.
You do want him to play off feeling. You do want him to play it early. You do want him to have runners in front of him, because if he gets that, guess what? He's top of the assist charts in a
100%.
shit United team. Imagine if we were good. Like Erling Haaland's got 20 goals this season. Big robot freak that he is. Imagine we had a 20-goal by January striker.
I know.
Let alone a 20-goal a season striker. 20-goal by January striker.
Be nice, wouldn't it?
Come on. And meanwhile, you got Bruno Fernandes.
I know. Producing the numbers.
On 9 assists.
Scary, really, isn't it?
So, since the last time I was on content with you, at least, anyway, 'cause
Yes.
I've seen you since, but you've entered the world of YouTube.
I certainly have, yeah.
You and Damani, how did that come about?
You know what? It's a fantastic story. Damani Mala, a former Manchester United player, is currently
Did he debut in Astana?
He did, yeah, in the Europa League. I worked with him, and it was mad. After one of the sessions, he just said, "Right, should we grab a coffee?" I said, "Yeah, no problem." Chatting about
great in it, Damani.
He's brilliant. Like,
has he ever had a bad day?
honestly, he's
'Cause
just
he's just
full
like
of energy.
He's full of beans, isn't he?
His vibe. He's watching this now, smiling out of his head. But like,
just have a scowl for
yeah,
once.
honestly, mate. Like, his energy's unbelievable. So caring, humble. He's a top guy. I'm never saying this on camera ever again about Damani. We sat down and we was just talking about life. We was talking about, family and work and what's next. Like, obviously, I'm a football coach. I'm developing my RH brand, and Damani's obviously had to drop into National League football, and it's sort of not probably what he wants. So he's on his trajectory up, and we just talked about like creating a platform where athletes, not just footballers, professional athletes, can come on and share their stories, and they're viewed as role models, these professional athletes, but there's real stories behind that. There's roller coaster of emotions. It's not all sunshine and rainbows. So we really want to highlight their messages and put that across, that these are human beings. It's not all what you see, and let's hear it from their side. Sometimes we never hear it from their side. We just hear it from what we read or what we see. So we've tried to go into the world of YouTube, how you put it, and we're loving the journey. We're under a year old now. It's grown really well. Like, the analytics are really well. It's an amazing journey. Like and subscribe while you're at it.
Who's the guest that you've had on that surprised you the most?
Oh, that's a great question.
Either in the story and how they were, or in how well it was received. Maybe there's two different answers.
That's a fantastic question. Zalfa Barrett, the professional boxer, was the most heartfelt story I've ever heard in my life. Like, what he's gone through in his personal battle away from his profession in the boxing world. Yeah, he's had a defeat and he's had to overcome that, which is very, very challenging. He was undefeated at the time. But what he's gone through in his life, loss of his brother, loss of his mum, like, the stories, how open, honest, transparent he was. It was heartfelt. It was like there was pure emotion. It was like I was getting upset listening to it, like what he's been through, and it was like, wow, like that. If you want to highlight a story of a professional athlete, like, no holds barred, that's that. And the reception that it's got was fantastic. We've had Premier League players on, and the reception, as always, is great. But like, that's what we really want to highlight, the real stories. It's been amazing. I'm loving the journey so far.
Which one surprised you in terms of the numbers it's done?
The very first one was Brandon Williams, and we sort of expected it to start off
because he's kind of just been totally out of the limelight.
Yeah, it was. No one heard from Brandon.
And it's also a mad story as well.
A mad story. And Damani's extremely close with him from his time at United, and we got him on, and we, when you start a YouTube, like, again, I've been on the paddock stuff, I've done a lot with you. Damani's never really done that sort of stuff. The reaction that we got was fantastic. Not just because it was Brandon's story and like it's an interesting story and he's a Manchester United player, but we're learning all the time as well. Like,
man, I'm 10 years deep, I learn every day.
Yeah, just every day learning. Like, this content world's a different world to delivering a session and highlighting them key details. I'm learning. I'm loving it, and Damani is as well. And long may it continue. Yeah,
I did some real brilliant episodes. I really liked I've not watched the full episode yet. I've only seen the clips from DJ Buffonge, because he had some real difficult times with people questioning like his attitude and things like that, didn't he?
Yeah.
Which, he had a real hard time with him. Is he playing at the moment?
DJ's not. He's suffered from an injury, so he's recovering from the injury. But again, like, you hear things or see things. Like, he was such a great guy. The way he articulated, like, on the camera was amazing. And people had a perception of him because he was chilled out, he was quiet. And in football, you're like, is DJ okay? Or is Steve okay because he's quiet? Or he doesn't want to be here because his body language. It was like, that wasn't the case. It was like, it's sort of if you're speaking to me and you have the energy with me, then I'll have it with you. Where if you don't really want to speak to me, I get that feeling off you, so I'm not going to talk to you. But when you cross that line on the football pitch or training session, I'm in a different world. Like, I'm free. So the fact that he was saying stuff like that and giving the audience an insight, it was super exciting. Honestly, so many brilliant stories.
Yeah, I mean, what's your take on this? You obviously coach a ton of different lads. You're coaching a lot of lads in that transition from being like a teenager into a man as well. That's a mad time for lads. You know, do you see any of the and girls? Do you see any of them sort of testing boundaries with you, or do you see changes in their personalities and things like that?
Honestly, again, it's very easy for me to say on the camera. I've had no problems. Every lad, girl that I've worked with comes in and he's there for a reason. They're there to develop. And like, we're working together. It's not, to benefit. It is to benefit the footballer. But at the end of the day, like, we're in this together. So if you trust me with your development, this is what I'm going to give you. And then if you give me that hard work, that dedication, you will see the rewards, and then everyone wins. I think they're there for a reason, Steve, you know what I mean? Like, they're not there just to get reps or whatever. They're there to develop. And I think that's key.
Are all of them voluntary there, or do some of them get told to come?
So, no, from far as I'm aware, that they're there for their own development and they're off their own back.
Because sometimes that different motivation could be...
Yeah. I do, again, like, sometimes the agencies get in touch with me, sometimes the player does. So obviously, again, the player's development's the main piece of the jigsaw. So he's coming, he's putting that graft in, he's getting that detail, and then he replicates it on the pitch, then he wins. I get it. You might say, well, then the agency wins because he got a great client and he's doing really well. But my training's intense, so I don't think...
Ronnie was talking about this earlier.
I don't think anyone's coming for being told to come. They're there because they want to work hard. They want to get the touches in. They want to get the technical detail in, the variations, and then develop, because that's the main thing. If my players that I'm working with are developing, then RH is doing his job. If they're not, then he's out of a job. You know what I mean?
How many... So we were talking about this. You obviously have professional players that come to you. What's the average? About once a week or twice a week?
Twice a week, yeah.
So twice a week, you have a professional player come in and doing reps with you. Now, I know what your sessions look like. You're on the ball 75% as much as they are, I would say.
100%.
That fair?
Yeah.
But you're doing it 5, 6, 7, 8 times a day. And they're only doing it twice a week.
Yeah.
Where's your technical level at the moment?
I'm flying. I'm flying. No, I'm joking.
No, but you must
be. It's a great point.
Because you must be doing levels more touches of technical... Now, we're not saying you've got the athletics, you're not saying you've got the vision, but the touch has to be immaculate. Right? I always
have a laugh, and today's a prime example. On Mondays, I have young pros in, we do small-sided games, and I always join in. And it's like... the dynamic side of things, I've never been able to move. But, like, technically, I always have a laugh saying, how's the coach the best player here? Like, this and that, because technically...
Nightmare in a rondo, yeah.
Yeah, like, just technically, like, the ginger wizard, I call myself. But no, like, it's a fantastic point that you make, Steve. Like, my contact time with the ball is so good.
There's nothing better than it.
It's so good. And, like, I'm very lucky, like, to do this full-time, and... There's a lot of fantastic coaches out there like yourself on the journey, and I'm just very grateful that I can get to
Let's talk about this, because I was going to bring this up a little bit later. We're obviously totally different in terms of the way we coach. Is there a part of you that would like to do more team, more tactical, or maybe even take an 11? And I'll answer my own way if I'd like to do individual stuff once you've done yours. It literally, it's not the same.
Very different.
It's not the same job in the slightest.
No, it's different. Like, that sort of in-depth, and you will say yourself, like, your main focus is to focus on the squad and the team winning 3 points tactically, the shape or who's playing and their roles and responsibilities.
I'm the guy that they don't like.
Correct.
Because I got to be like, I've worked hard in training. Cool, you're on the bench.
Yeah, and then you have to justify why, and like, you've got to. look after the people as well. Like, listen, I love the players that I work with, and like I give them that sort of, like I'll give to anyone, like that care and support. And away from the pitch, I'll always be accessible. Whereas you've got to sort of distance that a little bit, but also make them know that you care. So it's different. I would like to give it a go, but for me, it's one of them. It would have to be the right sort of thing, whether that's going into like non-league, like I'm realistic. I'm not going to walk into a football league environment and go, I'm going to be the manager, because again, you've got to build yourself up. But having played and understanding that side of things and doing the coaching qualification stuff, I would really like to give it a go, but it would have to be the right sort of thing for me and going down that road. But yeah, to answer this question, yeah, I would like to do it, but it's very different.
It is. I could see you being a really good assistant, actually, because the assistant's the one that gets to be a little bit nicer and maybe gets to involve himself in training a little bit. I've got to stand there with a scowl on my face, telling them I hate them all the time.
That's the one thing that I think, again, with my personality, like I'll give anyone anything and I'll give you everything, where as a gaffer, you probably can't be like that. You can't be too nice, because, all right, come into the office straight away. I know, like, here we go. This is going to be an interesting conversation. I can't be like laughing and joking and being like I am. You have to be ruthless. And something with my personality is I'm not very ruthless when it comes to stuff like that.
It's the hardest thing that I do every week. Is picking my squad. So I pick 16, 5 of them are on the bench. I had 24 at training.
That phone call say you've been brilliant in training, but you're not even in the squad. That's hard.
I have lads that sit there sulking, they're on the bench.
Yeah.
Mate, there's 8 people that aren't even here.
That's tough.
It's the worst part of the job.
I've got my YouTube, my hosting hat on here. When you tell your players that they're not going to be involved in the squad, how do you do it? Is it a phone call? Is it?
Nope, I just put the squad in the chat.
Is it? So would they?
Oh, I got a text about 0.4 of a second later.
Would they then, again going back to the character of the players, would they then come to you and go, Gaffer, Steve, can I have a chat? Like, why am I not?
It's usually a bit blunter than that. Why am I not in the squad?
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
And they get a very blunt one back.
I was going to say, I can imagine with you.
Genuinely.
That wouldn't go very...
No, I know my strengths and I know my weaknesses.
Yeah.
And I ain't the one that you want a bedtime story off. Like...
A bedtime story off. Who is your guy then? Who is your guy for that?
They don't get one.
They don't have a choice. That's brilliant. I love it.
If they text me and say, why am I not in the squad? I'll tell them I'm not in the squad, but they ain't no sugar on it.
Yeah, no. Listen, that's the ruthlessness of being a gaffer, though. And again, that's something that I would have to learn and develop myself.
It's hard, and I've 100% made mistakes on it,
Yeah.
and I've probably 100% made mistakes in how I communicate that with players.
Yeah.
But like I said, every day's a school day.
Would you like to go into what I do? Personalised work and one-to-ones or small groups?
I get a lot out of the team.
Yeah.
And what I can do with the team. And I said to you before dinner, we had our best performance in years last week and lost.
Yeah.
But there was something in, I got so much out of a watch back. We got popped. Like, you know what we play like.
Yeah.
People don't take the ball off us and they don't move it around better than us usually. They did. And I went, shit. Like, we got beat 5-0. It's probably a 3-0 game, maybe a 2 or 3-0 game. They had a deflected one. There was a couple of iffy ones. They absolutely popped us. No denying that. Probably wasn't 5-0. But I went, how do I fix this? Because we play against teams that go direct. We play against teams that want to stick a foot in. I haven't really got the experience of a team that takes the ball off us and can do so because they're better than us. That doesn't happen.
So you had to find a solution.
Yeah, so I watched the game quite a lot, watched it back a few times, and I went, they was beating us because the way we play, we press always. Pressure on the centre halves because they give it you when we get shots from that. We press at all times. We're right on the halfway line and we get after you. And then we get the ball down, we move it around.
Yeah, calm, composed.
And I went, we're not going to press.
Okay.
Mid-block, high line, mid-block, one striker, so 4-1-4-1 rather than 4-4-2. 4-1-4-1, one striker, lazy press, just take them a direction for me, yeah. And then we're going to sit in a nice tight block. Fucking hell, right, it was mint.
Yeah.
Do you know, he's watching there going, I'm fucking
break
top
us
me.
down. You're top.
But like,
Sir
come
Alex
up with it.
there.
Like, come up with like 3 or 4 drills on a Tuesday, and went right. Narrow and compact shape.
I love that.
Attack versus defense. Couple of things. About 4 or 5 drills. And I had 90 minutes with the lads to put it into.
Yeah.
That's the thing that a pro club might have all week to work on
Correct. You have limited time.
I got 90 minutes.
Yeah.
And I got to get some fitness in that. I got to do a
you
warm up
gotta
and a
get
cool down. Got to give them 20 minutes to have a game, otherwise they'll all lynch me.
Yeah.
So yeah, and we executed it flawless. We hit the bar twice in the first 10 minutes. We've had the keeper making saves like Donnarumma at weekend, just didn't go in.
No, it's
Cam's been nailed in the box, didn't get given. Yeah, just one of them, wasn't it? Where it wasn't our day, but come out of it going, do you know what? That was good.
And you learnt as well, and you found a solution as well, which is what it's all about.
Yeah, and then obviously there is a solution to when the team's mid-blocking you. What's the solution? Your centre-half's got to step in and try and overload that midfield, which it took them half the game to clock.
Yeah.
And then once they clocked that, they had about 10 minutes while our lads readjusted to what they were seeing, and then we got back on top again, and we was knocking it. Joe has missed one at fucking 2 minutes into injury time to get a point, hasn't he? But it is what it is. But yeah, would I like to do the individual stuff? Yes, with a caveat. I'd love more time. I'd love like an extra night in the week where I could just do
focus on that.
either defense or either attack, or maybe just like some technical stuff. Most of these are better than me though. Most of the lads that play for me are better than me, so I can't really give them too much on the technical stuff.
Again, going back to different, everyone's on their own journey and different coaches. Not all people do what I do have played. So it's, again, everyone has a niche, don't they? Whether it's like a technical detail or whether it's a tactical, everyone is not a one-stop shop, is it? They might go to me for certain things and might go to someone else for other things. Like, I think we need to, that's sort of like, oh, well, they've not played, so I can't do this and can't do that. It's not the case. Like, people have different skill set where they can still improve and develop a player.
Yeah, and that's the beauty of football, is because there's so many different opinions and so many different positions and so many different pros and cons to every single thing that you want to do within the game. You can always learn something.
100%.
You can always get faster. You can always get stronger. You can always improve your touch. You can always improve your decision making, especially at the level that we're dealing with. Yeah. We're not dealing with the very, very top, are we? You're dealing with academy lads that are generally on the journey, the occasional pro. And obviously I'm dealing with non-league lads. So like there's so much more every single one of us can learn. Who is it you're working with at the moment?
Working with a lot of players at the minute. I'm working with Chase Fitzgerald, Manchester United midfielder. I really like him because, his attitude, his application, his quality is absolutely fantastic, and he wants to learn and he wants to develop.
Is he Salford, Jace?
Salford, yeah.
When I say is he Salford, is he Salford?
Yeah, like aggressive, like such, again, top guy. He'll come very respectful. When it's time to work, we work. But like, I think watching him play and watching him train, the way he applies himself and the way he wants every little detail like perfect. For me, it's only going to be one trajectory. There's only going to be one place where he goes, because it's like the more repetition that you do, you get better and you develop. But having the mindset and that aggressive side, honestly, he's one to watch for me. Honestly, again, there's a lot of great youngsters, Cheeto, and I'm sure we'll go on to it in a lot more detail, but Chase is one for me that I'm working with at the moment that'll really, really kick on, I think.
You with Ella Toon as well?
Ella Toon, yeah.
How is she?
Brilliant. She's injured at the minute, though. Not seen her in a while. Again, on and off the pitch, she's absolutely fantastic. She's gone through a lot in her personal life as of late, but her character to overcome that and still do the business for England and United is a testament to her and her attitude and her quality. Technically, it's a lot different, the women's sort of stuff, like, because for the pace
I took a session for our women, and the session shocked me because there was the technical level wasn't the same, but the vision was better.
So for me,
that absolutely threw me. That
for me, I've worked with Gabby George and Ella Toon, the United girls. Ella technically, like I think Ella's probably better than some of the lads I've worked with. Obviously the non-league lads and stuff like that. I think technically it's just more of, you've got to appreciate that it's slower, like, because obviously physically, like, the men are 100 mile an hour, where it's different, like, physicality wise. But like Ella's technique, again, she's probably better than some of the like National League players I've worked with. I'm
I
not
wonder where
naming
she-
names
I
because I
wonder
might get
where
in trouble. Sorry.
I wonder where she'd end up then, because obviously technique can overtake physicality at a certain
Mm.
level. Paul Scholes is a great example
Yep.
of that. But I wonder where, like, she would be comfortable in the men's game, because there's going to be women's players that, even with the physical disadvantages that they've got, their technical level, their vision, their game intelligence is going to be sufficient enough that they could. I don't think you're going to see it in the Prem, but do you think that National League they could compete?
I think it's a difficult question because I get what you're saying about, seeing pictures and moving the ball quick, but like it's very difficult when it's physically like so demanding. Like you've got to be able to do everything, haven't you? Like on the ball, like she'll pick passes out with that vision and stuff like that. But again, they're like so full on. Imagine them pressing her, and again, very quickly, you'll see it with the non-league stuff. Like you can have a technical gifted player, but if they're not like physically there, then you might not trust them to play. So it's like completely different. You probably, and I've been one of them myself throughout like my career. I was always small, skinny, but technically like I feel like I was very good, but the manager could never trust me to play in the conference. I went on loan to Droylsden when he was in the conference North. I went there and from Accrington, I had to sit on the bench because physically I just wasn't ready. And at the time, like you going back to what you said about your lads, I'm sulking on the bench, and I've come from Accrington in League Two. I've made League Two appearances, and why am I coming here and why am I sat here? I look back at it now and going, Ryan, you was so wrong. Honestly, you're way off it.
I got all the 16s, haven't I, in the first team. We've debuted about 12, 16-year-olds in the first team, which at our level of non-league is just unheard of.
Yeah, it's amazing.
But they're technically unreal. They're technically in the probably top third or at least top half of the lads in the club. What is letting them down is physicality.
Physicality, it's hard. It's hard for you to, again, because they're good enough and they're technically good enough, and I know what you're like, because you're big on developing young players and that philosophy of Paddock and having them at a certain age and developing into your first team, and then if they go on to have a career, you've played a part in that. Whereas it's hard for you then to go, right, I'm going to play you, but if you're physically not doing it for me, and I've got a semi-pro lad who's running all over you and you're affecting, like having an impact on the game, it's hard to you then to keep him or keep them lads in the team. At that time, I was like, should be playing. I look back now and go, you know what? The manager, Dave Pace, he was right. And at the time, I didn't see it because I thought it was...
And Pace is one that likes to play on the floor as well.
100%.
Especially 20 years ago.
100%.
That was rare.
And that's why I went there, because
non-league.
I went there, I made them Football League appearances. I went there and I was like, right, I'm gonna play now. Local team, hometown, excited, like, bloody hell, you used to watch Draws, didn't you? Like, let's go and play. But again, it just, at that time, it just wasn't the right thing for me because I physically wasn't there. But again, that's what I always tell the young players that I work with now, is it's a harsh reality. Football's harsh. Whatever you think, someone's thinking completely different. You think you're good enough to be in there. You look back in 5, 10, 15 years, and if you've seen that person, like, you would shake their hand and go, you know what? You was right there. And every time I don't make a point of saying he's right all the time, but like, he was right in that moment, and you don't always see it. But like, again, football's a game of opinions, and it's up to you to figure that out.
Young lads are never going to even want to look at another perspective.
No.
Anyone that's playing at a decent level has probably been the best in their youth team, has probably been the best in their school, has probably been the best in their area. So sitting on a bench for them is not normal.
No.
And being told he's better than you.
Yeah.
That's hard for people to take, I think. And I think that's a hard lesson for people to understand. I love a player that'll come to me and go, what do I need to do? Because I've got a list.
Yeah.
And, sometimes it might be just grow about 6 inches and put 2 stone on. It's not the easiest thing you can do.
It's
but
not.
that you have to find a way to adapt. Like, we've got some brilliant technical footballers, but they're built like children. Now, certain games, I know you're going to run that.
Yeah.
On grass against that team, you're not going to even see the ball today.
Yeah.
There's a team that we played last year. The ball was in the air more than it was on the floor. I've got a 5'7" centre mid.
Yeah.
It's not your game today.
Yeah, his neck's hurting, trying to look at the ball every 2 minutes.
Yeah, you're going to get run over, mate. And that's the harsh reality of the sport. Like, look at the Premier League at the moment. Pep changed from Barcelona to, like, he had a team of 5'7", 5'8" technicians at Barcelona. Look at the lads he's got at City now. They're all units. Everyone's 6'1" minimum.
I think at that time, and with a young lad's perspective, as I say, I've been there. It's like when you said before, like them lads are better than you. You solely see it as a footballing technical thing. I'm looking at him. He's not better than me. Like technically, like because you think, oh, I can do this with a ball. I can break lines. I can do this. But when it comes to a pitch, he's probably getting man of the matches for being an absolute warrior, and that's something at that time he can't do. So any young lads watching, take it from me.
Do you know what I think one of the hardest things on a pitch to do is? 5-yard pass.
Yeah.
Because it's mental. From the pro level all the way down to where paddock are, sometimes you just want your team to make a 5-yard pass.
Simple's effective as well. Keep moving the ball.
And the amount of times that someone will just pass it to opposition. At every level. At every level.
Any chance, lads, keep the ball. You're losing your mind.
And you just think, I know, under no pressure, you can all make a 5-yard pass. But under pressure, can you make the turn? Can you open up a bit of a gap? And can you find a 5-yard pass? It's actually harder than you think. Well, they certainly make it look hard sometimes. I want your opinion on this, right? Because I did a video on it last week. And I've asked a few different people. But I'd be very interested in your own perspective on this. This is not an academy kid. And I think that's even at academy, I don't necessarily agree with it, but I understand it more. Someone commented on one of my videos saying, my son's been asked to leave his grassroots club. He's 8 playing under 9s. They've told him to find a new club. And it's interesting because I was speaking to my sister yesterday. And my nephew, he's at United at the moment, actually. He's a goalkeeper. But she was worried when she first took him to the club that he's at because they're kind of known for end of the season. Off you pop. At 6, at 7, at 8. So this coach has said to this bloke that commented, your boy's not very good on the ball. So he works hard, he runs, he listens.
Okay.
Not very good on the ball. Off you pop. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, if the coach is saying he's not very good on the ball, why doesn't he work with him? Why doesn't he develop him? Why doesn't he give him that detail and them fundamentals to make him better? He can run. He can do this. He can do that. Surely it's not the easiest thing is work with him. Again, put a plan in place to say minutes you might not get as much as what you think. The thing is with grassroots, it's like, well, we need to give this player minutes, and that again developing in a way where, listen, you technically at the minute you're not probably at the level what we're looking for, but you're a grassroots player. So this is what I'm going to do after training or during training. You're going to go away from the group for 15, 20 minutes. You're going to work on some technical work. I'm going to stay at the end with you.
Do you even need to do that away from the group? Can you not tailor your sessions to be more 100%. Ball mastery in the session?
But I would also be very mindful of dealing with a young person and their sort of the way they feel, because I think that's very important to highlight as well. If the coach has already said that and he starts not playing you, when you're a young person and you're in the head, it's like, well, I'm not good enough. I don't want to go. You'll start getting upset. You might not even want to play football anymore. You've got to like deal with people as human beings as well.
Mate, so much of grass, like you've got more chance of winning the lottery than playing in the Prem. So relax, Pep, right? You ain't reinventing nothing here. For what I think, and I would say this to like, we only have under 13s our youngest age group. And I think under 13s, you can start to maybe be a bit more like that. But under 8s, your job is to make sure he's still here at under 9s.
100%.
Like, you should not be letting people fall out of the game. You need to keep these players in the game. You do not have you as the reason he quit football. No. Can you imagine?
I think that, again, that it's sad to even hear that because, like you said, you can tailor your sessions to a technical development like everyone else is doing it. So everyone else is getting touches, repetitions, so they're improving. And also, little Johnny, for example, he can then work on that stuff, but also show him that you actually want to help him. That's why I'm saying if he stays 15 at the end of a session, if you can still have that pitch for 15 minutes, go and do some extras with him. Go and show him that you actually want to help him. Because I guarantee a parent, if you're open, honest and transparent and say, at the minute, he's not going to get much playing time, but this is what I'm going to do. This is a plan that I'm going to put in place for him. I'm going to work on this, and this, and we'll assess it in 6 weeks. And if he works on that for 6 weeks, I guarantee he's back in that team. But again, it's all about time. And no disrespect to grassroots coaches, volunteers, they haven't necessarily got the skill set or the qualifications or the time. So then how are they going to then develop footballers?
And the other thing you've got is, so my sister was talking about this the other day because she was saying, like, you know, with my nephew, oh, they're playing against this team. This team doesn't do equal game time. And they was like, they call themselves an elite under 8. And you're like, what 8-year-olds are elite? What are you talking about? Like, you're not elite. You're 8.
There's another thing while we're on this that I would like to bring up as well is parents. So, again, I deal with a lot of parents, and I'm very lucky that my parents that I deal with are fantastic people and very
You're
supportive.
also dealing with the very top of the funnel, though, aren't you? Not the bottom of the funnel.
No, yeah. Again, I know I work with just academy players and stuff, but like this narrative of living your dreams through your kid, it annoys me a little bit because I'm thinking there's a grassroots kid at under 8 who's loving the game and he's developing the game, and they'll look up to like an under 8 at Manchester United or Manchester City, and they'll have an own Instagram page and they'll create a narrative and it's this and that. So that grassroots player is always looking to this, and the way some people talk, and it's like, let's see where you are at 16, because from 9 all the way to 16, again, been there, done it, got the t-shirt. It's a long road, roller coasters, rejection, success. It's great now, and I'm so happy that your kid's developing and he's doing really well. But let's just quietly go about it.
Even if you're at United at 16, it's still a lottery win.
It's a long way. But from 9 all the way through to 16, and I see it quite a lot where I'm like, well, it's great. I know you're proud and it's stuff like that, but let's do the talking when it's like 16 to 18, because
when they put a scholarship on a table in front of you, because even then,
no, it's not done.
There might be still 1 in 100 of those, let alone from the 9s.
So the top club, and that's the difference. If you get at the top clubs, then you're more or less, some United and Cities, they have a scholar with a pro. Yeah. So you're going to sign your first professional deal.
Don't mean you're making first team, no.
No, but the Football League clubs, they just slam a 2-year scholar. One out of, say, a first year scholars, they might take 8. 2 of them are getting a pro.
Yeah.
So
and
what are the other?
Might not make first team.
What are the other 6 doing? They're at the exit trials. They might go and play non-league. They might come see you at Paddock. It's
we've got lads from. One of the lads I was talking about before, he was at City last year.
But again, I'm not banishing these parents and stuff, but if you're then creating a narrative on this thing about these are the best.
Ronnie's was at Liverpool. Scholes signed him at Oldham.
There's two sides to it.
He works here. He ain't playing football.
And no disrespect to Ronnie, because Ronnie. Yeah, well, you can say that. I'm a nice guy. See, that's the gaffer instinct coming out here. But that really, for me, I just like quietly go around. I'm not being a hypocrite, because I do put obviously my training videos on social media and stuff. But all this, like, I hear it from other parents, like, well, this player's mum's or dad are saying this. I'm like, wait, where is he at 16?
It don't matter.
It doesn't matter. It's a
my
marathon,
sister,
not a sprint.
My sister played for United. She actually played for City as well, but she didn't talk about. She had 3 years at United, 3 years at City, and then they released her. And when United came in for my nephew, she went, I'm not taking him. She's like, I don't want to take him. And I think she's ended up taking him, but I don't know how she's getting away with this. They're not telling him it's United.
Telling the kid?
Yeah, they're not telling him it's United. It's extra training.
Wow.
I don't know how they're going to get away with it.
So is it at Carrington and stuff like that?
I think it's at the Cliff.
Okay.
I think is it
like emerging talent, is it?
Something like that, yeah. It's not the select,
okay.
I think. He's 6. Do you know what I mean?
Again, just starting his journey.
So it's funny because obviously his dad was like, "Oh, let's take him," but my sister was like, "No, no, don't want to," because like, I don't want him to fall out of love with the game.
100%.
My lad was at City for a bit, and some of the stuff that they were saying to him, it's mental.
So again, I'm boring everyone now.
No, this is important because these conversations need to be had in public for people, because people only ever see
what a certain narrative.
The Shea Lacey's making a debut for United. They don't realise there's 1,000 kids that have fell by the wayside.
So I from 6 all the way through to 14, I was at United, and I must have played about 2 months. That team that I had, Medlock Rangers, Georgeston, I think all of us got scouted for a club because we played in Blackpool in these tournaments. I must have played grassroots for 2 months max in my whole life. And I look back, so it was very, very serious from a very, very young age. So again, you're on that journey, United, and you get to 14 and your parent, my mum and dad, get brought into the room and go, you know what, he's not quite good enough for us. So then they've got to tell me. So then again, your world's up here, you're at Manchester United, you're down there, it's your life, you're upset. So it's like character building now for a 14-year-old boy who's just been released from United. Like, it's either, well, don't want to play, or like, you know what, I'm going to prove these wrong. Went to Blackburn 14 to 16, again, getting excited about scholarships, didn't get offered a scholarship, found my way at Accrington and stuff like that. But the point that I'm making is, like, enjoy the game. Like, no matter where you're playing, whether it's grassroots, academies, enjoy every moment, because it goes so quick and you don't want to look back and go, well, I didn't really have fun playing. I'm where am I now? Like, you've got to love what you do. No matter whether you're a young kid at 6 or whether you're 16-year-old, if you love it and you're passionate about it and you're obsessed, you've got to be obsessed. If you're obsessed, you'll develop. Whereas some people are very good, but they haven't got the mental side of it and they fall out of it. There's so many, it's so interesting because there's so many different dynamics. I've seen some crazy footballers, they're nowhere now. And they've been better than the ones that have playing in the Premier League. Yeah. Why? Why is that?
Well, there's like 98% of kids who get offered a scholarship are out of the game, let alone didn't go pro, out of the game. Because like you said, a lot of them don't just not get a contract at Blackburn. They go, cool, I'm going to be a builder. Yeah. And they don't even play Sunday League.
No.
Like, a lot of them just go, okay, I'm done.
Yeah, done.
You know, because I can't imagine the pressure of thinking you're getting a contract at United, especially if you're 16 at United.
Oh. The
expectation to the reality is a big jump. And if you're now not getting a contract
100%.
At United, that's a big pill to swallow, to turn up at paddock training on a Tuesday and be like, do you mind if I join in? It happens.
You know what it is as well, we need to highlight as well, is at 16, there's so much going on in your life as well. GCSEs, pressure. Like, you want to earn a job in professional football. It's been your life. Like, there's so much going on and you've got to, like, funnel all that.
I think what your nana's been telling everyone, our Johnny's at United, and it happens.
It does.
Especially in this city.
Expectation.
Like, in this city, the expectation's off the chart. And that's what annoys me about all these fucking under-8s managers, under-9 managers who are trying to win games. Fuck you, for starters.
It's development.
Yeah, it does not matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Do you go in the pub on a Saturday night and be like, under-8s won? Shut up, you dickhead.
Probably does, though, to be fair.
Fucking get a grip.
Yeah, it's not like that.
Or telling these 8-year-olds, that 8-year-old you just told to fucking do one. What if there's no more teams in your area? You've just lost little Timmy to football full time.
So, just on the 8-year-old, sorry to interrupt, did he message you on this page?
Yeah, on YouTube, yeah.
That parent that messaged Steve on this page.
Don't know if he's from round here. Might be in
well,
fucking
if he's
Vancouver
from Manchester, listen, he's from Manchester, get my information and I'll work with him. There's a little excuse if you. I'll do it, because you've got to work with players. You've got to develop players. Let's see where he's at 16.
You cut an 8-year-old. What if everyone in his class plays for that team? Just think of what you're doing to that fucking kid. Mate, honestly, I was so mad on Friday. I was absolutely livid. Don't even know him.
I'm fuming now, but honestly, if you're in Manchester, please get in touch. Through Steve, you can connect us. I'll be more than happy to work with him and develop him, because that's what it's all about. Yeah. It's not about, well, I haven't got time for this, I haven't got time for that. Well, I'll find time. Let's work.
And he's 8.
8 years.
Bastard can't tie his shoelaces at 8. My mate Rick, right? My mate Rick, he played in the Vars final that Glossop played at Wembley with Parker.
Okay.
He didn't start playing till he was 12.
Mad.
And handful of years later, he's playing at Wembley. What are you talking about? That these 8-year-olds aren't good enough, mate? Honestly, I was so mad. I was absolutely.
I'm glad you shared
livid.
that, because it's such an interesting topic.
And do you know what, mate? Manchester United, Manchester City, Everton, Real Madrid, Barcelona, Ajax, none of them know how to make a professional player. None of them. No. They just have 1,000 kids and they just keep shaking it until they get 1 or 2 out at the end.
So they find the best.
Yeah. If they knew the formula, we put this into them, we do this into them, we do this.
It.
Do you know what I mean? No one has a fucking clue.
No.
Everyone develops at a different
It's a lottery.
speed. Yeah, it is literally a lottery.
Yeah.
Like the numbers, mate. You might as well have better joy picking kids not even playing football, just walking through Piccadilly. The state of the numbers.
Yeah.
It literally is like. Did you see that? Chelsea took. Was it the 18s, Dej? 18s or 21s Chelsea took to the army.
Okay.
Right? And they spent a week with them. They didn't play football. And they asked the army, which of these lads do you think have got the best chance of making it? They've not seen them with a ball at their feet. And just on character alone, the army had a better hit rate than Chelsea's own coaches.
Wow.
About which ones were going to make it.
That's interesting. That.
Isn't it mad, that?
That's mad. Yeah, it is. I think, again, it's a marathon, not a sprint. So even for me now, I've got a 6-year-old son. Everyone's with me doing what I'm doing. Is he playing? First thing they say, how's your son? Is he playing? I went, no. Everyone's like looking at me like
Get me jiu-jitsu or something.
I've got like 15 heads looking at my massive forehead and my hairline. Like, why is he not playing? Because I've been through it and I know it's a marathon, not a sprint. When he wants to do it and he'll love to do it, it's go time. But like, he's got loads of time. Yeah. So what's the rush? Yeah. Like if you can give him that technical detail, yeah, he needs to go in an environment where he can play. But like, what's the rush?
Yeah.
Like you said, like let's talk about the Vardy story. He's playing non-league. And
he did get released.
You know what I mean?
Sheffield Wednesday, like.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, but he was at a pro club. Yeah,
but it's
not like he was just kicking a can around the street, like.
Different times for different, like you said, different times for different players. You got to love it. You got to be obsessed with it.
There is no way to make a pro because, like you said, if everyone. Project Mbappe is worth 200-300 million. Oh. If people could do that, don't you think they would do that?
Again, everyone would be doing it.
Yeah. Even City have thrown dough at that academy stadium, and they've thrown dough at bringing the best academy kids in, and they still end up at Paddock.
No disrespect to Paddock because you're doing your thing.
No, but like
I get it. I get what you're saying.
You know, I mean, I've got Eddie was in the same team as Scott McTominay at United. Ronnie was in the same team as Trent at Liverpool. You know, I've got a lad that was at City. Got a lad who's on trial at Preston at the moment in the Championship. Brilliant. Like 16-year-old. Like we got players that have fell out. I'm sure Damani was at Burnley. He got released from Burnley. Like the reality is, we are in that pyramid.
Yeah,
we're not very high up it, but we're in it. And I'm sure all of those kids and all of those parents at some point thought this is the new whoever.
Yeah.
The reality is
it's down to earth very quickly, isn't it?
Yeah. What speaking at the other end of it though, I think there's a kid that you're working with that's got a real chance.
Go on, who are you gonna say here now? Has he got a dad? He's got a dad,
who
used might to play have been a bit. Kick a ball.
His dad used to play a bit, I reckon. Kai Rooney. From what I've seen of him, how he's 15, I don't know. He's unit, innit? Has he got a chance or what?
Put me on the spot here on the camera. Like, what I will say is, Kai understands who his dad is and what his dad achieved. And he's on his own journey. And he's highlighted that a number of times to me. Like, if people think he's going to emulate his father's successes...
That's a problem.
It's a problem. So Kai knows that he's on his own journey. And honestly, that kid, he's obsessed. He wants to work.
That's half the battle, isn't it?
Wants to work.
So he's got a pitch on his house. Is he just on that all the time? Just
on the time. All of them are.
Right, you can't. All of them. You can't really.
Clay, he's got one at United as well. Another under 12, under 13. Clay, again, on it. Great technical player. Like, we've got the two younger ones. Like, again, they just want to play football. They love football. But on Kai, his attitude, his application, and how he wants to learn and develop away. Not he does his extras at United, but also with myself on the pitch, and it's really clicked with him. He really wants it, and like Colleen and Wayne are so like supportive of him and what he wants to do, and I really appreciate. I've said it a number of times. Really appreciate them trusting me with his development as well, because it could be very easy. And again, he get asked the question, "Well, why are you coaching him? Why can't Wayne like do it?" Listen, Wayne's on top of like details. He watches every game. He sits down with him. He analyses everything.
Is he ever on the pitch with you when you're training him?
So he has been quite a lot of the time, but I won't go into detail about obviously dynamics of like where things are located. But there's like a viewing point, and he's always on the viewing point, always overseeing like what he's doing. And I'll be honest, like I ask him things as well, like
not bad
if he's and that's not undervaluing me and what I bring. In certain scenarios that I'm working with, I say, Wayne, like, you know, what do you think about this and what do you think about that? And 9 times out of 10, he's like, you're spot on. But what about this? What about like, he's every single time he's like, you know, he might be going far post. Sometimes the best finish might be like a drill, like near post, where the keeper's, you know, if he's not set right, we need to look at this, like vary it. Some of the conversations I've had with him, I would love to be mic'd up and like camera on there. Honestly, it would be absolute gold.
That's one of the best things about doing YouTube, and you might have even found it doing some of the interviews that you've done. Some of these lads drop nuggets on the floor, and a lot of the time they don't even know they're dropping nuggets. Like, I've spent loads of time with Ash, and Ash has got so many details. I mean, that's a guy that came up playing non-league, got all the way to the Premier League, captained his country, how many times. Rio doesn't realise he's dropping nuggets on the floor.
It's just normal to him, though.
Yeah, but they're talking major league, elite level. Rooney talking about some of those finishes, and people are like, "But you can see the
Honestly.
keeper."
It's just like little
What do you mean
thing.
when the keeper's on a half step?
Yeah, he's just like, well,
I fucking see that.
He said like about the timing of the way the keeper sets and like stuff like that, and they're expecting a certain, you know, say like a shot across the goal. Like sometimes, yeah, that's the right finish, but sometimes think about that one.
And open your body up, but go near post.
And then giving the eyes out. And obviously that sounds simple, but in the scenario of where I'm placing him, it's like, well, to achieve that's a mad finish.
Yeah.
But someone who's been there, done it.
He's like, just fucking wrap it bottom corner, mate. What are you doing?
But it works, so do it. You know what I mean? But no, I'm very lucky and I'm very excited with Kai, and I think if he keeps on his attitude and his mental side of it, honestly, he's got a right chance. But I just want people to get it out their heads about Wayne Rooney's son, the narrative of he's going to go on to do this and do that. It's like, I know people are always going to say it, but he's on his own journey. So,
yeah, and look, we want Luke Harrington to be producing the best, top and bottom of it.
100%.
So, you know, he has all our support and patience, and hopefully he's another one that comes through. He's not far off. He's playing 18s now.
18s, yeah.
Most of the good ones are going to skip the 21s and go from 18s. Might be a bit too soon for him to be on the tour this year. Maybe we'll start to see a bit more of him next year. But
definitely.
From what I've seen of him, he's got a chance, and that's all you can say at this age. Because, like I said, even being 16, even being the son of Wayne Rooney, the record goal scorer at Manchester
100%.
United, it don't mean shit. You still got to put the work in, and if he's obsessed, that's all you can go for in it. And you know, he's the one advantage he's got is he can just go and mither his old man for advice. But the other advantage he's got a pitch in his house, which that helps. And if you're obsessed and you're on it, that's what you want. You want your mum. Get in the house.
Yeah,
You've been out here all day.
Yeah, there's no floodlights. Get yourself in.
Yeah,
but
that's
like,
what you want in it.
That the way Wayne like overseas, like analyzes his game. I think that's like, again, imagine being a fly on the wall.
Do you know what? I haven't spent too much time with Rooney. I was in Berlin last year. I guess it was a year and a half ago, but for the Euros. And he was only in the bar for a little bit, and he was talking about he'd just got the Plymouth job. He was talking about the Plymouth job, and you're like, this is a dude that loves the game. Why is he taking a Plymouth job? You know, he don't need the dough. No. He does not need the dough or the aggro that you would get to be a manager. He's doing this because he absolutely loves it. And I got time for people that are, 100%. That love the game, because I think there's a lot of people that don't love the game. There's a lot of people working the game but don't love the game. You got to
be obsessed. You got to love it.
And I think Rooney does. And just listening to him, like, I'd love a detailed conversation, not even necessarily just about United, just about football.
Football in general.
Because I think the fact that he keeps trying to get a job tells me that he just wants to be in it and doing it.
You see him on like Match of the Day stuff now. Like the way he articulates things is very, very good. People might see him as like, oh well, this and that, but like the way he like breaks things down is very interesting to listen to.
I think you get the best out of him with a pair of boots on him though, because I think that's where he shows the angles and he'll be like, no, do this, do that. I mean, like, I don't know if you played in it actually when Stevie brought down a lot of the lads. Did you play in that one?
Yeah.
And he was a nightmare, by the way, playing on one touch, bastard.
Stevie's a joke.
Can't press people who play on one. No, nightmare.
He's an absolute joke, Steve.
But Danny Simpson was marking one of our young strikers, Ryan, Ryan's a
Yeah,
unit. He's
yeah, I
like
remember
6'4",
him, yeah.
but he's only 18, 19, and he hadn't really started to figure out how to use his body to play.
Yeah.
And just watching Danny Simpson marking him, but telling him how to beat him whilst marking him. And he's
Danny's
like, nah,
brilliant.
run that way and then run this way across me. And then trying to catch him as he's doing it. And you just think the knowledge that some of these top flight lads have got is we don't even understand.
I've seen the show with Danny. Absolutely fantastic. He's another one. He's a fantastic guy. He's won the Premier League. But again, he's a mentor. He wants to be a mentor for like these young players. And I think having people like that and to give you advice and guidance, like you said with Ash there, he's been there, he's done it, he's played non-league and captained his country, played in the Premier League.
There can't be many people like from non-league to internationals crazy. In that sense.
So again, the ex-players that are willing to go above and beyond, and like Simo and Stevie Ireland to educate is amazing.
Mate, we have to talk about Withenshaw. What is going on? What is going on?
It's unbelievable. I was with Stevie on Saturday, and he loves it. He absolutely loves it. Like the players that he's got down there, and what we'll say,
isn't there like 1,000 Premier League games or something like that in that team?
Yeah, something like that. But the players that he's got down there, and I've got to take me hat off, even though I've not got an hat on for a change. To the manager, Kieran. Kieran is managing it, and it must be a mad feeling for him, having worked with vets team that have had no professionals in, and now he's got over 1,000 appearances.
They're winning like 18-0.
But the way he's handled it and the way he's gone around it and the way that Stevie absolutely, he loves him. He loves Kieran and the setup. But they do the club. There's a real good feel factor with the club. I know they've got a first team, but the vets are sort of.
Do you reckon the vets would be the first team?
I know the first team manager, so I've got to be very, very careful. But to answer to your question, yes. Let's get it on. Why not? Get it on.
I can't believe that's not happened. As a friendly fundraiser.
To be honest, though, I don't think the chairman would be willing to get that on. I don't think. I do think that they would, though. Look at the team, the way the individuals.
That's why I can't understand. Why have they decided to play vets and not just play first team?
Because, Steve, you've been around. He loves football, and I just don't think he wants that. Playing the sort of going down to non-league, like the commitment. They play because they want to get the social side of things. And they want to bring everyone together. Don't want no pressure. And again, there's been a lot of talk of like, oh well, how is that fun for certain teams, like
the opposition
teams?
It clearly isn't.
For me though, I'm going the other way and going, what an experience to play against them. I want to beat them. Do you understand what I mean? So
obviously we played against them. We played against them, and it was tight games. I think 3-2, 3-1, something like that.
Good games.
Pretty good games.
They're great games, and like you said, there's a lot of learning going on in them games.
Couldn't get anywhere near Omar Nias,
Nias
like a fucking steam train.
He's class, Omar's class. But again, like Danny Drinkwater won the Premier League, gone to Chelsea, like that. The midfield.
Simo's turned out, isn't he?
Simo's there, like, but the midfield is Steve Drinkwater and George Boyd. George Boyd's played in the Premier League, Burnley, he was at Peterborough. Mate,
not long ago either.
And he's got a wand as well. You got Stevie like on the half turn playing one touch, Drinkwater threading the lines.
Non-league in general. And Joey Barton was playing in our league last weekend.
No way.
Yeah, I think it was for Broadheath he was playing for. Like, non-league is thriving, and even the very, very bottom of the pyramid where we are. Simo said he's signing on. He's said that for about a fucking year. So
don't hold him to that.
Your fucking breath, like. But there's so much talent, and I think Manchester in particular, because we play for Everton and Liverpool, they all live here. Yeah. They all live in Cheshire.
Yeah, of course.
Like, there's so many ex-pros around here. I mean, I don't know if you might see some more vets teams popping up that maybe
potentially
other lads have got, and like, I don't know, you might see Scholes and Nicky Butt turn up somewhere, maybe like,
yeah.
But it would bring a lot of dough to some of those clubs on a Sunday. Obviously, the first team plays on a Saturday.
I think Withenshaw, I don't think they charge to go into the ground. Or not that I'm aware of, but the bar's flying. Yeah. Especially with the lads after the game as well.
Well, yeah, just on the boys. Yeah. But I think it's brilliant. And I'd like Wayne Rooney, I mean, is he someone that might show up in a Withenshaw kit?
I think there's been a talk about it, yeah. I think there's been a talk about it.
Because Tony Valencia's just signed on it.
Yeah, Antonio Valencia's just signed, yeah.
It's mental, honestly.
The squads, they got Figueroa, who was at Wigan. They've got some brilliant players. David Norris.
I got so much respect for as we know, whether it's
Cisse,
Lescott, Papi Cisse, Stephen Ireland, Umar Nias, Danny, like, Do you know what it is? It's lads that love football.
Exactly, and that's why they want to
play.
play.
They had a great career, but
Brilliant.
they still love the game.
But I think they're being, again, they've made a point. They because they're there because they love football, but they're being respectful. Like they're not like taking the mick. Like, you know, when they're playing, they're not like.
I mean, they are.
Yeah, they are,
They
but
might
they're
not
not
feel
like
like they are, but they
showboating
are.
or you know, they're there because like it's in a good spirit. They actually want to play.
Yeah.
So I think it's important to highlight that. It's like they're not mocking the Vets League or anything like that. Like they're there because they want to have fun and play and have social time. And again, even like the mental side of things, like, you know, players drop out of the game. Like it's all they've known. You know, that sort of every day going to training, that competitive edge.
From a mental health point of view, yeah, I think so many of them fall out of the game. Probably don't see any lads.
100%. It's a social.
They don't get that. Yeah, they don't get that dressing room vibe. And even if it's Wivenshaw Vets playing against Chadderton Vets on a Sunday afternoon in front of 15 people, and actually it's not. There's actually a fair few turning up.
Getting over 1,000 every game. Yeah,
it's probably more than the first team, innit?
Yeah, it is. Again, I've got to be very. I've got no association with Wivenshaw Vets, but the first team manager's not going to be happy with me. But yeah, they do get more.
At the end of the day, people want to see. People want to see normal blokes
100%
playing against Premier League winners and going, maybe they are pretty good.
There's levels to this. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, honestly. You don't need that though, do you? Turning up on a Sunday and getting 18-0.
Yeah. They've had 2 18-0s in the last 2 games. All the best for the next one, lads.
There was the one the other week. I was watching some of it and I was like, did you not think to maybe try and defend? Because I saw one, there's like 3 Wivenshaw lads, and they ain't the quickest anymore. But it's 3 of them in the box.
You know? You'll be surprised.
There's 3 of them in the box and 1 defender, and you're like, mate, did we not think maybe they might stick it on us a little bit here or what?
You'll be surprised about the physical side of things, though.
Some of them aren't that old, are they? I mean, like Nias is only a couple of years out of playing Premier League.
Pappy, Stevie's trains every day. Gym, football. He's like, something wrong with him, mate. He's wired properly, you know what I mean? He's just on it. So, but it's exciting. Like you said, it's exciting.
It is exciting. And like I said, I got time for it because it is done in the right spirit. None of them are getting paid. As far as I know, none of them are getting paid. They're doing it for the pure football.
Yeah.
And I got all the time in the world for that.
100%.
Right. Tell people where they can watch your pod.
So More Than a Match on YouTube. Please like and please subscribe. YouTube, head on. And More Than a Match on all socials. And yeah, my personal ones are RH Elite Coaching.
Right, cheers for tuning in. Make sure to subscribe and all that. And let me know in the comments, who do you want on next? Laters. Hey, thank you for watching the video. If you are new around these parts, then don't forget to subscribe. My channel is proudly supported by my community on Patreon. If you'd like to get a little bit of extra content, a Discord group, meetups, 5-a-side games, weekly podcasts, behind the scenes, and even an occasional bit of transfer news as and when I get it, then for the price of a pint, you can show your appreciation for the content that we make and get some goodies for doing so as well. Check the link in the description or click the button right here. You'll also find all of my socials here too if you want to follow me on any of those platforms. Nice one.